adventurers, I'm Gray, and welcome back to what might be the last episode, or second to last, episode of Slime Rancher, where we have a pod to open, so let's go ahead and do that while I talk. It's probably going to be a bunch of gold. I'm actually kind of hoping it's just a bunch of gold. There we go. Yep. It's 1 gold. I am in shock and awe at the value of this vault that I've just opened. Wow. How amazing. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Honestly, couldn't wish for anything more. Is there nothing else here? Ah, I see you. Oh. Okay, well, I found it. You almost got me there. I was really tempted to just, like, jump into the water and be like, okay, I guess this one had nothing. But no, it has just as much as I expected, and it even has a way to go back home. That's very convenient. Now I'm a little bit worried, though, because there's water everywhere, so I don't want to open all of these at once, because I'm afraid it'll just... some of these might fall off and shoot into the... Actually, if they all shoot forward, it's fine, right? Yeah, okay, this should be fine. Let's just make it rain. There we go. Rain money! Hooray! Hooray! Aw, man, this is nice. Look at all this. Hopefully I have room in my inventory for all of it. Otherwise, some of it might actually go into the water. Oh, that one almost did. Okay, and we have a porter come back here, because I think this is a one-way trip home. So we're gonna go and drop some gold floats off and just do this a couple times. Actually, I was looking at a gold floret price calculator, and it looks like it's gonna get to a really good value of about 450 within the next 2 or 3 days. I think within 3 days in-game from now. So if we can get these gold floats from all the different vaults, we can make some bank, I think. Oh, wrong teleporter. Where's the correct teleporter? Was it over? It was over here. Yeah, we're gonna nab all this, and we're gonna sell it all at once, and we're gonna get a ton of cash, and it's gonna be great. Man, it's so convenient to just have teleporters you can bring around with you. I'm gonna need to make another set, or actually, I'm gonna need to take apart this teleporter, I think, because we're not gonna need it anymore once we get all of the stuff from here. I mean, I know if you take apart a teleporter, it actually doesn't give you the teleporter back, but it gives you the parts back from what I've heard, so you can remake it. So I'm going to do that in a moment. I have a lot to talk about, but I'm just collecting money right now. Look, I want money. I like money, okay? Money's nice. More money, give me money. Okay. You know what, while I'm collecting some money, I can talk about a couple of things. So, this past week has been an interesting week, to say the least. I meant to get this episode of Slime Rancher out actually last week, but it's just been a really weird week. It was really busy, and I completely forgot, so I actually missed an episode last week. So yeah, I'm going to talk about what I was planning to talk about, which are all the elections I had at my school, in this episode, which is coming out the week after the elections happened, so a little bit later. Some of my feelings have... Actually, this is technically being recorded a day after the elections, though, so my feelings are still pretty strong. Pretty fresh. All that type of stuff. But it's been a crazy week. These next 2 weeks are going to be absolutely crazy as well, and then I have, like... 2 weeks from now is finals. Technically next week we have our hardest final, in my opinion, next Friday. I haven't studied for it at all because it's just been too much. Every day's been too much. Like, I was gonna spend today studying for it until finally one of my teachers, who's been slacking on posting the notes for our class online, since everything's online right now, decided to post all the material till the end of the semester today. And that's like 4 weeks of material that he should have posted 2 weeks ago. So that's like 8 hours of stuff to go through right now, to like listen to audio and all that stuff and take notes, and it takes forever to do, and I hate it. And then now it just feels like I'm not going to give any chance to study for the finals because I just have another whole set of like lectures to do. I know, it's a little tangent, but it's just been super busy. And I also have another quiz to do today that our teacher said that they'd open up, but they refused to do it. But I had elections this week. In several different regards, and that's all the gold floats from there. I've mentioned before, but I think all these vaults are at different locations in the corners of the world. So we have one up in here that we already got, we have one over here, and I'm pretty sure the other one's on this island down here. In fact, I looked it up because I was suspicious of that, and it was true, it was on that island down there. So we're gonna go check that out in a moment. First of all, let me go dismantle my portal. At least one of them. I was wondering if we got the resources back for it, and I'm not sure if we did. Honestly, I thought we had more than the perfect amount of indigonium last time. I thought we had like 20. So maybe it doesn't actually give us the resources back. Which kind of sucks. I mean, I can easily make a berry teleporter. So I'll do that. That's fairly straightforward. And we'll have this one, and I'm not going to demolish this one. We're going to leave it. It goes to an interesting enough place anyway. I probably should have left the other one, but I wanted to see if we got the resources back. Also, we need another slime key before we can enter another vault, so I'm going to need to hunt around for that. I was just wandering around seeing what Gordos I have left to get, and I found this hidden loot pod back here, which is pretty cool. Over here in the quarry, and I think I can fly over there. I think that's a bit of a shortcut. It looks like, oh, Hexium, a strange ore whose geometric array is consistent on even a molecular level. Nice. Okay, we don't have any in the Indigo Quarry. We got both the keys. We don't have any here either in the first area. So let's see if we have any in the Ancient Ruins left to get. My guess is yeah. Ancient Ruins seems like a place that we still have to explore for a lot of things. Where am I going? What am I doing? Is it this way? I think it's this way. Yeah. I thought I heard some dubstep music or something. This is not what I expected to find. What? Why are you here? What is this? It's the party man. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? You hungry? I'll bring you some good food, okay? I'll be right back. I gotta go home and bring you some stuff. Hopefully you're still here. I got some pogo fruit, but first of all, we gotta get this pot open. Gotta get that rare loot, which is slime fossils. I am in shock and awe at the girth of that loot. Okay, you'd better be happy with this. Enjoy. It's party time. Pogo... You only required like 10. Party Gordo. Hey, look at this! Look at all these party slimes. Oh wait, no, they're just pink slimes. You thought slimes couldn't get any more awesome. Oh, what is this? They're all 7Z. Is this sponsored by the 7Z Corporation? I feel like this is sponsored by the 7Z Corporation. Wow. Wow. This is all a corporate sponsored event. Okay, let's read about the party slimes. Where is it? Party Gordo. And you thought slimes couldn't get any more awesome. The Party Gordo is a mysterious Gordo slime that visits a far, far range every weekend to bring the party to the ranches. The party begins every Friday when the Party Gordo appears somewhere in the far, far range. Find where the Party Gordo is hiding and pop it for a bunch of unique prizes, also known as 7Z ornaments. But the party doesn't end there. For the duration of the weekend, all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can randomly find special presents all over the far, far range. Keep your eyes peeled. Ranchers who hang out near the Party Gordo might find themselves dancing the night away, never getting any work done. Be careful. That sounds dangerous, honestly, especially right now. There's nothing scientifically unique about their pink plorts. Wait, does that mean the spirit of dance and celebration lives in your heart? Oh. I mean, I can't dance, so I don't know about that. I mean, I say I can't dance, but I went to the apothecary ball, which is basically like prom for pharmacy students and stuff like that this past semester, so it was a couple months ago. And normally I hate dancing, but apparently I like danced the whole time until like midnight over there. Literally, I was one of the first guys in and one of the last ones out. So it was an interesting situation, and people thought I was drunk and all that type of stuff, but I don't get drunk. I don't drink alcohol at all. I was just having a time. It was an interesting time. I was exhausted. Anyways, there's a key in here. Okay, so we do have one here in the Ancient Ruins. Actually, that looks like it's the very last slime key, because the moss blanket doesn't have any. I mean, while I'm here, I might as well loot those things, but there's actually... Oh, wait, I do have a way to store them, though. Okay, let's do that. At the very least, this will help to clear out some of the amount of apiaries I have placed down, so we can place some more in the Glass Desert, which is a much more useful location for this. Where's the other one? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. A lot of honey. Hey. Stop it. Jerks. How the heck did I miss this treasure pod? It's pretty much out in the open. Give me the loot. Starflower patch. Starflowers are said to have grown from the fragments of a shooting star. But of course, that's impossible. Because everything in Slime Rancher is 100% possible otherwise. Yeah, the Glass Desert doesn't have any more slime keys either, so that's literally the last one. And probably the last Gordo. Though there might be like one or two other Gordos that unlock teleporters or something like that, but this is the last major Gordo I have left, and it's somewhere here, and I'm not sure where. Never mind, I actually remember. Wasn't there like, I think there was a Quantum Gordo that I found that I didn't actually get on my map, but it was around this area, and I had to like jump off the side to find. And I think I showed it for like a brief moment, but I didn't have any lemons for it last time, and I completely forgot about it. But I'm pretty certain that that's the last one I have left to get. So luckily we have a quick teleporter over here. I know I was in the middle of talking about school stuff earlier, but I'm doing a lot of things that require me to move around and transition, so I'm just going to talk about that stuff once I'm done with all this. Well, he's apparently somewhere around here, and while we're doing this, I'm just going to talk about things. So as I mentioned, this past week has been crazy. I've said that several times. I know. But we're wrapping up our semester. It's getting near the end of the year. And what a year this has been. This has been such a big year of change for me. So many things have been different. Like I feel like my whole personality has changed over this past year in some ways. Mostly still the same, but in some ways it's changed. There we go. And I think it's for the better. I've been pursuing a lot of things, doing a lot. I've been very active. I've been trying to do things that feel good, like feel like I'm actually making progress, like I'm achieving things. And I've been trying to keep track of what's important in my life and all that type of stuff, and reorganize everything, rethink things. Overall, though, things have been pretty straightforward. It's gone well. It's gone kind of how I was hoping it would go for this past year, which I'm very fortunate. Like, a lot of people hated 2019, 2018, if you go on the internet, you only ever see people complaining about the year. People who are happy with their year, people who are happy with their lives and stuff like that, are not going to post internet comments. The people who are going to complain about things are the only guys who are going to post things. That's one thing you'll notice. But I've had a pretty good last couple of years, especially this last year at my school, because I've always been a person who just picks things and goes with it and hopes for the best. And I don't stress about things too much, I just do it, and so far it's worked out pretty okay. Like, going to pharmacy, I never thought when I was younger that I would go into pharmacy, I'm gonna be honest. And I don't even know, like, I've written papers and stuff like that about my reasonings for going into pharmacy, because you have to do all that type of stuff quite often. And I've written some pretty good papers, I think, about summarizing my reasons and all that stuff, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, I don't know, like, the true reason why I go into pharmacy or people go into whatever they do, other than that they enjoy it, you know? I didn't know I would enjoy pharmacy when I went into it. But so far, it's been interesting. It's been fun. I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of friends. And I will say that I've been enjoying it a lot more than I enjoyed high school or any school before that. Everyone at our school seems like a close-knit group. Everyone works together, especially like our class. Like, I've heard from some of the upper classes at our school that some of the classes don't have such a great dynamic. Some of them have like gossipers all the time and talk about relationships and all that type of stuff, and it gets crazy, and there's people who hate each other in different groups and stuff like that. But I feel like our class, the one that I'm in, has been fairly calm. We've worked together on a lot of things. There's no one there that I really dislike. There are some people who are really quiet, and of course some people who are louder. I'm one of the loud ones, I think, which is not what I would have expected. Normally I'm an introverted type, but I decided when I came into pharmacy school, I was going to change a lot of things about me. I was going to try and be more outgoing, try and make more friends and all that type of stuff, make better relationships, and I feel like it's worked out pretty well. And I'm also, like, even though you could say I'm loud and that, like, I'm certain everyone in my class has seen my face a ton, and I'm probably sick of it at this point, to be honest. But that was sort of the goal when I was running for all the elections and things like that at my school. Like, everyone knows me, pretty much. And I'm also a pretty chill guy. Like, I don't drink, I don't even drink coffee, or soft drinks or anything like that. I don't do any drugs or anything, which is ironic since I'm a pharmacist. I know, bad joke. I don't, like, curse, I don't do any of that type of stuff, and I'm just saying all this to say, like, I'm pretty tame. I'm not the type of person you'd expect, like, to be the most outgoing type of person. I play video games, I watch anime, all that type of stuff. I'm a nerd, and when I came into pharmacy school, I was like, you know what? Even though I'm like this introverted, like nerdy type of guy, I'm gonna do what I can to be successful here and change things. And I'm not gonna let who I was in high school be who I have to be forever. So I changed up my hairstyle, went into pharmacy school, and things have worked pretty well. So this past week I've had several elections. Technically, the past several weeks I've had many elections, and I talked a bit about those already, and about how like pretty much every position I ran for, I got in the weeks before this week. But this week was the big week though, this past one, where I had 2 major elections at my school, with one of them being for class president, which I ran for actually at the first semester of my school, the first year. And I actually ran with like 10 other people. Well, maybe it wasn't that many. There was like at least 5. I believe there was at least 5 people running for president the first semester. And I ended up coming in 2nd place. So like, it was close between me and 1st place. And then we had a runoff election and I came in 2nd by, I believe, a narrow, I don't know the margin, but the other guy who won was like 40 years old. He's a much more mature guy. He's had several jobs in pharmacy and all that type of stuff. So I can see why. I didn't know him though, so I was like, who even is he? I still don't know him that well, to be honest. I haven't talked to him much, the past president, but passion pods, okay, pretty cute. But this, I ran for president again for the next year, for this upcoming year, and then also I ran for president-elect of an organization here, which is SNAPA, Student National Pharmaceutical Association. And those were the 2 elections this week, so they were pretty big. I've talked about them though, and just to reiterate, I really want to be president. I feel like I came into pharmacy school wanting to prove myself, to prove that I could do something, because I come from a small town, and they don't expect much out of the place we come from, where I came from. Like, there's a couple people who do super well, and people expect to be super successful. Like, there's one Indian student in my class who always made me feel bad. And I know I was being petty, but I never really wanted to talk to them that much because they were too good at everything, and it annoyed me. They would win at basically everything they did, and it felt like without really trying, even though I know that they try, but also I know that they don't have to try as hard as other people do to get the same level of success. That's just how it is. But basically, I would try so hard in everything, and then I'd always come in 2nd place. So in high school, I just basically gave up on trying that hard on things because of that. And when I came to pharmacy school, it was like a fresh start, and I wanted to try hard again and all that. But he does really successful, and I'm sure he's going to continue to be super successful. But for the most part, from our town, they don't expect too much out of us. And I was like, I want to prove myself and do something. So I was running for as much as I could, doing as much as I could, and yeah. So the president position is the one I wanted more than anything else. President of our class. And it was an election between just 2 people this time. It was me and the previous president. And it was interesting. It was an interesting election, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I campaigned. Like, you could call it campaigning, though really it wasn't a real campaign. But I tried really hard to get it this semester. And in a way, the coronavirus thing, like, I'm not saying it's a good thing at all. It's a horrible thing. But at the same time, it provided me with some opportunity that I didn't have before. Because I'm pretty good at technology, and I always go to class, I stay active and all that stuff. And with the coronavirus and everything going online, it gave me the chance to help the class out, to stay up to date with everything. A lot of students have a hard time following in online classes, whenever you have to like set your own schedule and stay organized and all that. So I would help the class by like posting every time we had due dates and summarizing every meeting we had with teachers and making sure all the class was up to date on all the tests and how they would work and all that type of stuff. And I was very active in that, and people really appreciated it. I got a lot of thank yous and everything throughout the semester. And just gonna say, in this election that we had, I got it. I did. So over this coming year, I'm going to be the president of my graduate school class. And that's pretty awesome. Honestly, that's pretty cool. I feel like there's not many YouTubers who can say that. Even if I'm a tiny YouTuber. You know what? No matter how little success I have on YouTube, that's not my main goal, honestly, to be super successful on YouTube. My main goal is medicine and helping people in that way. When I was younger, I 100% I wanted to be YouTube famous. I'm going to admit. And part of why I wanted to be YouTube famous was I wanted to be able to play games with the people who I enjoyed watching on YouTube. Oh, what did that open? Oh. Oh. They're angry. That's not good. Do I need to climb up? Maybe I need to climb up. But nowadays, like, I don't really care that much about that stuff. I just want to have fun. I want to help people. And YouTube is part of the fun part. YouTube helps me to relax. In fact, YouTube is kind of like a way to force me to relax. Whenever otherwise I'd be doing schoolwork all day, every day for the entire week. Is that all that did? I think that's all that did. Oh. I see. Nice. Wonderful. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting year coming up. And speaking of elections, there was another election I had as well. Oh, over here. Ah, this is where all the rest was. Okay. Nice. So the other election I had over this past week was, as I mentioned, president-elect of SNAFA, Student National Pharmaceutical Association. And I came to the realization, I mentioned in a previous video, that I didn't actually really want that position. Because there was someone else running for it who was very active in the organization. He went on big trips with our school all the time. He went to New York to promote our organization and stuff like that. And he's a very cool guy, very nice and all that. And I felt like they would do well as a president. They're also older and have more experience in that type of thing and more leadership experience than I did. So I was like, that would be my most intensive role if I got that, even more than class president. Because that's a big organization. It's one that does really well at our school. In fact, and this might give away our school a little bit if you were to look it up. I don't really care though. Like, our organization of SNAFA has won the award for best chapter of the entire country several times. I think like twice now. And we're trying to do it again this coming year. So we're very active in that group. So that would be a tough thing for me to do, especially with like the 6 other roles. And that's not a joke. I have 7 roles right now for next year. 7 leadership roles in different clubs, the school, and different committees and things like that. It's crazy. But that would be a tough thing for me to do. I still wanted to give it a real shot though. I wanted to show that I was passionate about it. I really wanted to do it. And I was giving my full force to my campaign for that. Even though I wanted the other person to win. So, funnily enough, in my speech I gave for that election, I was talking about how much I liked the other person who was running, how I'd be really happy of them being a leader, and how I told them to run several times. And the other person who was running, who I wanted to win, it's true, I actually told them to run a couple times, and they said that they wouldn't have even ran or considered running for that office if I hadn't convinced them to. So I thought that was really cool. And I said that in my speech, but I also said that if you feel like I'm a leader who you want, then you can vote for me anyway, because I'll 100% dedicate myself to it. I didn't want to like, throw away the election. I wanted it to be a real election. And it turns out, just as I was kind of hoping for, the other person won by a narrow margin. As in within like 4 votes, within like a 40-person group. And I voted for them. I didn't vote for myself, which I could have. I voted for them, so technically if I'd voted for myself, it would have only been a 2-vote difference, which is really just a 1-vote difference, because since there are only 2 options, that vote would have gone to me, so it would have been -1 for them and +1 for me. So if one more person had voted for me, it would have been a tied vote, pretty much. So it was a very close election, even though I pretty much said vote for the other person, which I thought that was funny. And along with that, I did also, within this last week, decide to run for a different position within that organization. And I ended up getting the other one. Because the people there know me, they know I want to serve them and help them out and all that type of stuff, and how much I wanted a position. And I got one that was a lot more light than the other one. It's historian. It's basically the person who works on the creative things. They work on a bulletin board and a scrapbook and for a competition and all that stuff for the group. Because I thought that would be fun to do, and a lot less intensive, and I can still support in whatever way I can having a leadership role. So that's sort of what I went for, and that's what I got. And basically this past week, in summary, went exactly as I was hoping for it to. It's a bit of a tangent, but it's just been I don't know. I've just been feeling really good lately. I've been feeling really good, and I just wanted to brag a little bit. Hopefully, you know what, actually, I'm just gonna say I really appreciate you all giving me this sort of medium to just talk about my life and talk about what's going on to brag about myself a little bit, and to talk when I'm depressed, and talk when I'm happy, and all that stuff. It's nice. YouTube is like a good stress reliever, a good place to vent. But the last thing I really want to mention is this next year is going to be absolutely hellish. Like, in many respects a good way. I think this will be a life-changing year in terms of my like work ethic, in terms of my like study habits and all that type of stuff. Like, I'm 100% sure it's going to change at least my perspective on some things. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to change that much. I never change that much. I might work harder, but I'm always me. Like, I hear some people go through pharmacy school or med school and are completely different people. I don't think I'm like that. I feel like I'll always be the same in many respects. But this next year is going to be absolutely super difficult, and I'm going to learn a lot of things about how to study and how to lead. And I'm not sure how YouTube's going to go this next year. Because I was saying, like, I have 7 leadership roles, right? I think 5 of them are in organizations, 2 of them are treasurer, 1 is historian, 1 is a secretary position. What was the other one? There's another one that I will... Oh, one of them was basically a recruitment position, which is basically bringing in new members and talking to them and making sure that they're invested. And that one's with a fraternity, actually, which I never thought I'd be a part of a fraternity, because normally I hate fraternities. But the pharmacy school ones are all about learning and the curriculum and all that type of stuff, being professional and volunteering. So it's cool here. It's not a party fraternity. So that's fine. And I'm also class president, of course, and the big one that I really wanted and that I'm hoping to keep over this next year, and maybe even the year after. I have to run again, and I don't think the odds are high of me keeping it because people like to vote in new leadership from what I've seen. Like, all 3 positions... Actually, 1 position someone kept it from last year because they barely had anyone run against them. But other than that, the other positions were all new people, including myself. People like change, but if I do well, maybe they'll vote for me again. And then I'm also the assessment committee member at our school, which is basically the student representative who goes to meetings with teachers and the managers of our school and all that stuff. And I get to hear about how they test the students, how they run the classes and all that type of stuff, what's going right and what's going wrong, what changes they're making and all that type of stuff. And I get to hear that where no other student does, which is cool. I don't get much say in it. That one's more of an honorary position where I get to go to meetings and just hear about it. I don't get much impact. But it's still a cool thing to be able to write that I've done on my CV or my resume, and also I get some unique insights in how the school is working and all that type of stuff, which is nice. So seven roles over this coming year. And they're all like different from each other, other than the 2 treasurer positions. They're like fairly similar, and I did those because I like finances and I like economics and all that type of stuff. And I'm actually getting an MBA, Master's in Business, over these coming 3 years. I've been accepted to it already, so that's going to be a whole lot of fun. But yeah, what a crazy time. Bit of a longer video, and I didn't actually get to do nearly as much as I wanted to in this Slime Rancher video. I got all the gold plorts, though. We've got that. This guy's eating a bunch of colors. Nice M&Ms, dude. We're going to sell our gold plorts in the future. Yeah, it's going up. At some point, I could probably just keep sleeping until the price goes up to where I want it to be. But a bit of a longer episode, but I liked it. I talked about a lot of things. And it's fine. We're going to have at least 1 more episode of Slime Rancher then, because we still have some things I want to do regarding achievements, and also getting the slime hoops. I want to play some slime hoops. I think that'll be fun. I'm pretty sure that's just shooting slimes through a basketball hoop, and it won't be that exciting, but still, that's there. And also, we have some more unlocks we have to get through. I'm going to, like, Mochi Miles' ranch and all that type of stuff. Like, they still have unlocks that I have to get. So, yeah, there's a whole lot to do. Slime Rancher is winding down, though, and I think I'm going to end off this episode here. If I end up having to stop YouTube over this coming year, I will tell you guys, because I'm not going to lie, it might happen. I want to do Hytale stuff, and I would love to be able to record with other Hytale YouTubers and make those types of videos and in a game genre that I really enjoy. So maybe when Hytale comes out, I'll be reinvigorated and will not want to quit or anything like that. And I still don't want to quit right now or anything. But this coming year is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. I might not have time. It's also the toughest year in terms of coursework for pharmacy school from what I've heard. So that mix of 7 rolls is going to be insane. I'll let you know if I have to quit or if I have to take a break or anything like that, though. Because I love you guys, and you're all great. So, that's all for now. Hopefully you all enjoyed this episode of Slime Rancher. And I'll see you all on the next adventure.